Good evening and welcome to the Hot Shoe TV's presentation of the Pretend Racing Online Super Showdown Series. We are here live from Worldwide Technology Raceway, but not on the oval, no sir. We are racing on the road course. This is the Hot Shoe himself, Nick Chambrone, and I will be covering all of today's action. The track that is now known as Worldwide Technology Raceway began as Gateway Motorsports Park in 1967 as a quarter-mile drag strip, and in 1985 the road course was built, a similar configuration to what we have today. And in 1995, to garner some interest of NASCAR and other open-wheel series like IndyCar and USAC, the traditional Gateway Oval was constructed. Our drivers here at Pretend Racing Online, this is raced at Gateway, or here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, at Gateway, last season on the Oval. And the drivers decided the driver's choice event to race on today's road course. Looking at our lap times in practice, we have about a 1 minute lap on this road course. A 1.6 mile road course are fairly short, about the same length as a Lime Rock Park in Connecticut. There's a very interesting layout, utilizing part of the oval and the infield with turn 1, and we'll catch a glimpse of it here as we have drivers enter turn 1. Sweeping corner, very similar to the Daytona road course, and we'll talk more about that as we go on, as we are now moving and entering our qualifying session. 8 minutes drivers have to qualify, and in that 8 minutes they have 2 laps that they can use. We'll see who the first drivers are that enter the racetrack. And as we do, just a brief format note. Traditionally, this series runs heat races, but today they will only be running 2 races. So we'll do our qualifying session, and after the qualifying session, the top 4 drivers are inverted with the fastest driver on track during qualifying, starting in 4th position. In your 4th fastest qualifier, starting in 1st. The first race will be 15 laps, and drivers will not need to make a pit stop. At the conclusion of the 15 laps, there'll be a short intermission period, and the field will be inverted. The top 9 drivers in the finishing order. So if you finish 9th in race 1, you will be starting on the pole for race 2. Race 2 will be 30 laps. Points are divided up. It is my understanding that points are divided 50-50, and if I am incorrect about that, I apologize. So half points are earned in race 1, the other half of points are earned in race 2. Now we have some drivers out on track doing our qualifying. Here is the number 8 car. This is the Series XM machine. We saw Thomas George win 2 weeks ago at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the closest finish in Pretend Racing Online history. And now he is out here on the road course, trying to set as fast of a time as he can. Now one driver to watch is the 27 of Anthony DeBarro. Anthony's Hog Control is a sponsorship on that Toyota Camry. Anthony, big proprietor of Wild Hog, and controlling Wild Hog, especially in the state of New Jersey, where hogs are running rampant. And we're starting to get some fast times pop up on the board. Ooh, and Anthony DeBarro lays down a smoker with a 1 minute .292 seconds, 7/10 faster than the field. We'll see what other drivers are able to do. We have Reed Rundle out on track right now in the number 143 car. Reed, always a strong competitor. He was side by side with Thomas George in that battle at Atlanta and had a very strong one. Actually won the race last week at USA International in Lakeland, Florida. So a very strong competitor here. Always a beautiful race car for Reed. Rundle, and he gets loose. Oh, very unfortunate. Reed pulls her to the inside and parks it. Very unfortunate for Reed to have that happen. Gael Brooks is in third spot in our qualifying order. And let's take a look a little bit farther in the pack. Let's take a look at the 21 car, Nick Cohan. See if he can run it down the lap. This time, he was a second and a half off on his first lap. And for lap number 2, where does Nick Cohan fall? He jumps up to second. Oh, and Ty Leclerc just jumps Nick right away. We missed Ty Leclerc completing that lap, unfortunately. Let's see who else is out on track here. Trying to see. I don't currently see. I see one car out on track. Let's find out who that is. Trying to jump around. I do not see anyone currently out on the speedway. Here we go. Here's our 33 car. Ty Leclerc. Sorry, Ty Leclerc. Trying to say that correctly. Getting him confused with our Formula 1 ace, Charles Leclerc. Let's see if Ty can knock. He needs a 1.188 seconds to beat Anthony DeBarro, and as he crosses the line, can he get it done? He does not, and that original time holds for his first lap. While we have a break in the action, we will be moving on to the playing of our national anthem. So folks, if you can please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And let's take a look at our qualifying order. We have a few drivers who have yet to make it out. One driver that has entered the race is the number 43 car of Hondo Longmire. Now, earlier in the day, Hondo had messaged us here at Pretend Racing Online to inform us he had some car issues getting to the racetrack. His hauler broke down, unfortunately for Hondo, but his Goon Motorsports teammates helped him build it up, and Hondo has made it to the track tonight. So very lucky for Hondo. We are very happy to have Hondo with us, as we have about 30 seconds left in qualifying. No one on track. Let's take a look at our results. Anthony DeBarro, Ty Leclerc, Nick George, and Nick Cohan, and Thomas George is your top 4. So our starting order will be Thomas George, Nick Cohan, Ty Leclerc, and Anthony DeBarro in 4th. Then we have Reed Rundle, Guile Brooks, Daniel Walker, Ryan Steinhoff, Casey Miller, Paul Nelson, Sean Ryan, Jeff Coburn, John Boers, Josh Cox, Don Runkle Jr., there's Hondo Longmire, Jared Michaud, Alex Reno, rounding out our qualifiers. Then we had a few drivers who did not take time. There's Shane Ewing, Ricky Harden, and Alex Beaver. We're now turning our attention to the track. As cars start to get loaded in, let's take a look at our starting lineup. Again, the top 4 are inverted, not shown here. However, the top 4 are inverted. So we have the number 8 car, the Sirius XM machine of Thomas George starting on the pole. And the 21 Toyota Camry, the Cohan film machine of Nick Cohan is starting in second. The number 2, Ty Leclerc, will be starting from third. And the number 27, Anthony's Hog Control Toyota Camry, will be starting from 4th spot. That's Anthony DeBarro. Starting behind them, the 143 car of Reed Rundle, and the number 17, that's Guile Brooks. Dan Walker will be starting from our 7th spot in the Circle Jerks Podcast Revival Motoring Machine. And starting in 8, Ryan Steinhoff, a new entrant for the races this week, and we wish Ryan the best of luck in that number 59 car. As we look farther back in the field, the Miller & Hutch Custom Cabinetry Dottie's Family Market, number 05, Buick Roadmaster, that's Casey Miller. Next to him in the number 16, we have Paul Nelson. Starting from 11th position, the number 31 car, that is the man with 2 first names, Sean Ryan. Starting in 12th is Jeff Coburn. Jeff Coburn is one of our fantasy drivers this week. Each week, Pretend Racing Online is a fantasy competition between 2 drivers. Jeff Coburn is one, the other is number 16 of Paul Nelson. Starting from 13th spot is the 87 car, that is John Boers. And number 14, Josh Cox, will be starting next to him. Sorry, number 6, Josh Cox, 14th position. Don Runkle Jr. will be starting from 15th. And Hondo Longmire, lots of struggles for Hondo to get that Goon Ganja machine to the track today. But he has arrived and he is starting in 16th. Johnny Benson Jr., Mr. Jared Michaud is starting from 17th with Alex Reno, starting in number 18th position in the 22 car. We had 2, lastly, rounding out our field, number 97 of Aaron Beaver, and the number 99 of Ricky Harden, Mr. Hard in the Wall. Our field now is making their way around the final few corners. All eyes are turned to Thomas George in the number 8 Sirius XM machine as our Porsche pace car getting ready to pull off, making our way through NASCAR turns 3 and 4. Pace car takes that sharp left-hand turn into the field. Ladies and gentlemen, fans of all ages, it's showtime on Hot Shoe TV. The field is off through turn 1 clean. Nick Cohan squirrely into the wall. Cohan jumps across the track. Oh my goodness. Nicholas Cohan. What a save to stay in second spot as Ty Leclerc gets the lead. He runs a little bit wide. Cohan packs it in on the inside along those curves. Can he get up there? What a save by that Cohan film machine. He just about dumped the whole field. Boy, that would have been unfortunate, but that's what happens. Nick sucks. We look farther back in the pack. We have a close battle here. Reed Rundle sends it up the inside of number 17, the Guile Brooks, with Daniel Walker packing it in behind him. very tricky to stay on the gas through the NASCAR turns 3 and 4. Heading down the front stretch, there's Dan Walker, our third place finisher in the Junior Series Street Stocks race. Kyle Brooks gets very, very wide, just about walls it there. That would have been painful. Now there's the number 59, Orion Steinhoff, trying to make a move up the inside. He gets past number 17 of Gael Brooks. They all hit the curbs. Brooks runs wide again, out into the grass, losing more spots. Sean Ryan gets by him, and there's John Borst, Mr. Generosity, in the 86 car. Now remember, top 9 are inverted. So right now, the number 17 of Gael Brooks is in that 9th position. John Borst will want to take that spot. He will definitely want to take that spot and make up some ground. In the meantime that we're watching this battle, Ty Leclerc has the lead. He just set fast time at a 1-minute flat, but Nick Cohan is trying to gain anything he can as we see the 33 car break loose there as they move through the tricky infield section of the course. Going very wide, very interesting line by the 33. Not many other people running that wide through that corner, and Ty Leclerc able to do it with perfection. Although I think, by the looks of it, Nick Cohan is slowly closing in the time here. You can see Ty Leclerc a little bit faster on that previous lap. Right rear is dug into the track as he comes around the corner. Let's check our lap times here. It looks like Nick Cohan slightly faster there by 0.2 of a second. He is starting to close. A little bit farther in the pack, we got a heck of a battle back here. The number 43, Reed Rundle. The number 59, Orion Steinhoff, in a very close battle. And it looks like, unfortunately for Gael Brooks, he has fallen way off the pace. That puts Jeff Coburn in that 9th position. Remember, 9th spot is the the invert. So you want to get in that 9th position. Currently in 8th is John Borst. And we have a pass. The 59, Ryan Steinhoff, has slipped by Reed Rundle. Reed runs a little bit wide. You better watch out. Reed Rundle very wide. Almost clipped the tire barriers coming out of that corner. We can see that gap growing as they exit the corner for Reed Rundle. Field fairly evenly separated. Here's Josh Cox with some issues. Looks like Josh got into the wall. Very unfortunate there for Josh Cox. Unfortunately, though, there's going to be some recovery time available. As we look back, ooh, and the 0.5 of Casey Miller, all out of shape. Now, Casey Miller, he is a dirt racing competitor. This is a very foreign type of racing for him, and we need to check back up front. Look at this lead. The 33 at Ty Leclerc is losing time to Nicholas Cohan and Anthony DeBarro. Now, Anthony DeBarro, remember, he was our fast timer, so he may very well have the fastest car on the track, as Nick Cohan very close to clipping the grass there. That Anthony Hogg control number 27, little squirrely coming out of the corner, trying to pick up the gas. What a battle for our leader right now, our top 3 in this race. Remember, top 9 get inverted, so these guys start 7th, 8th, and 9th respectively. Again, very wide lane run there for the 33. Doesn't get, very close between the 21 and 27. Those boys are teammates, but that doesn't mean they aren't afraid to rub fenders and get into each other. Many post-race discussions have taken place between those two. Boy, our cameras are focused in on these guys. The 33 of Tyler Clerk, the 21 of Nick Cohan, and the 27 of Anthony DeBarro. Very interesting, too, on that last lap. The fastest of these three was the 27, Anthony's hog control machine of Anthony DeBarro. That number 27. Can he get around, though, Nick Cohan in the 21? That is the question. If he can, he may have a shot at that 33. Nick Cohan trying to make something happen. That 33, very, very consistent. And that's key for Tyler Clerk. The other guys there, 21 and 27, really pushing it, trying to gain anything that they can. You see their car slipping and sliding as the 33 car now opens up a bit of a gap from the 21 car as their battle starts to fizzle out. Looks like we have a few drivers pulling into the pits. Oh, very close again. And Anthony DeBarro, the 27, wheel hops it under the brakes, spins it out, gets it back rolling, and Thomas George nearly avoids him. Boy, Anthony DeBarro pushing it. Maybe have pushed it too far. And the Cohan, no, he spins it out. Oh, boy. Karen Cohan loops it, losing a spot to Thomas George. And here comes Ryan Steinhoff. Now Nick Cohan loops it again. In front of Steinhoff, in front of DeBarro. Reed running into the tire barriers. Oh, my. Reed got to get it rolling. He's in 8th. There, can he get him? This is going to be a battle. Here comes Jeff Coburn. I got Reed Rundle right now. In 8th spot. This will put Reed on the front row. Coburn just needs to hold a steady wheel here. And they cross. Unbelievable. Loop they go. What an exciting final lap. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow, and wow. Have you ever seen something like that? Cars spinning everywhere as we complete the final lap. Just unbelievable. Boy, this announcer has seen a lot of things in his time racing here on iRacing, and that may have been one of the craziest finishes that I have ever seen. We're now entering our warm-up session as drivers are taking the track one last time before we enter our big feature race. Let's see if we get a word with Nick Cohan after that spin. Nick Cohan, this is Nick in the booth. You have a copy.
Gotcha.
Nick, tell us what happened.
I just looped around on that sweeping right-hander and just got the tires mad and just made another mistake in the next corner. I don't know what the heck was going on there, but we're okay. We're going to be okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. You know, these super late model teams, they're not built like the big cup teams that we see on Sundays. Do you guys have extra parts in there for all those fenders that you tore up?
Nick?
I got a copy. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Did you hear my response?
I heard your response. A little disconnection there when I was speaking. What I was asking you, Nick, was we're glad that to hear the car's okay. We were wondering, you know, on Sundays we see the NASCAR teams bring all kinds of equipment, and we know these super late model teams are a little bit different. What kind of setup does Disney Motorsports have back there at the hauler to fix up all those fenders you tore up?
Well, if we told you any of the setups, I'd have to kill you. But no, the as far as damage goes, we're well prepared for that. Here at Dizzy, we like to tear some fenders off these cars, and we're used to it by now. We have a really excellent crew back at the shop here at the races. A lot of teams like to get the best pit crew to get on the track quicker, get their tires changed quicker. Here at Dizzy, we like to make sure we get those fenders repaired quick. So we have the best in the business, and hands down.
All right, Nick Cohan, thanks for giving us some time here before the future. We wish you the best of luck. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thomas George, this is Nick in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you.
Thomas, tell us what it was like avoiding those spinny dizzy machines on the final lap.
Man, I thought it was some weird 90s trend again where they just decided to spin for no reason, so I thought Nick was going to kill me because I accidentally got to him a little bit, so, it was fun. Signing around, coming out of the corner, seeing a couple of dizzy cars around, and I'm just going, free positions. This is awesome.
Yeah, we were watching. We thought you were going to get caught up in that thing, but we're glad that you didn't. We wish you the best of luck in this feature race.
All right, thank you, Nick. Try to keep it entertaining up there. Hopefully we'll do it for you.
I'm doing my best.
10-4.
And we are making our way onto the track for our final race of the evening. Now keep in mind our top 9 starters. Our top 9 starters have been inverted. So, let's take a look how we're lining up here. We have the number 91 car, Jeff Coburn, starting on the pole. Next to him, the number 43. That is Reed Rundle. Again, timing and scoring may be a little bit off here as we get these cars lined up and ready to go. Nick Cohan. As you saw, we spoke to Nick spinning. Hopefully that does not happen in this 30-lap feature. Next to him, the 87. The Dizzy Coin, DZ Cola, Dizzy Railways, Toyota Camry, Mr. Generosity, John Borst. Starting in 5th, the number 74, Circle Jerks Podcast Revival Motoring Machine. That is Dan Walker. Starting in 6th, the Anthony's Hall Control number 27, Anthony DeBarro. Then we have the 59, the Ryan Steinhoff. Good run for Ryan on his first race here with Pretend Racing Online. Next to him, Thomas George. Starting at 9th is Ty Leclerc, who we saw win the opening race. Sean Ryan in the 31, followed by Aaron Beaver in the 11, and Hanno Logmeyer in the number 12. The 00, Don Runkles Jr., number 6, Josh Cox, Paul Nelson in the 16, Gael Brooks in number 17. Starting in the 17th position, that's Alex Reno. We have Casey Miller, Ricky Harden, Jared Michaud, and Shane Ewing. Again, field is making their way around turns 3 and 4 for the final race of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, fans of all ages, it is showtime on the Hot Shoe TV! They charge off from the turn 1. Jeff Coburn leads him in, and Nick Cohan tries to stuff his nose in. They there. Side by side, Coburn gets loose. Field again makes it through that tricky turn 1. They start to single file out now a little bit farther back in the pack. We got John Bohr side by side with Ryan Steinhoff. Top 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 now, single file. Don Runkle Jr. side by side. No, he gains the position on number 16, Paul Nelson. Hondo Lawnmeyer up to the top 10. What a good start for him. As Gael Brooks goes to make a move now. Nothing there. We see Sean Ryan, the man with 2 first names, gets loose through that corner. Loses a lot of time. Down to the inside now. Ricky Harden packs it on the inside. The number 16 car. Ricky, very colorful paint scheme tonight. Hard in the wall. Follow him on Twitch, everybody. Ooh, looks like Hondo Lawnmeyer may have slapped the wall there coming off Gael Brooks, and number 17 gets it up the inside. There he goes. And he drives away. Now back up front. Big battle for the lead here for second spot. Reed Rundle starts to drive away. Nick Cohan on the inside of Jeff Coburn in the Dizzy Bulldozer car. Coburn slices and dices. It looks like a deli out there. Same story, different verse, it looks like, with Anthony DeBarro tucked up behind the Cohan Phil number 21 car again. Again, 30-lap feature this time. So lots of racing time. Patience will pay off here. Big shouts to Dan Walker, currently in our 5th position. Great start for Dan Walker and John Borst in 6th, gaining a couple spots. Nick Cohan now looking to make a move on the inside of number 91. The Disney Motorsports Bulldozer 91 car gets past 21 car, slides by. Dan Walker with the fastest lap. Gael Brooks with the fastest lap. There's going to be some hard charges coming from back in the pack. Racing down the short chute now. Nick Cohan, not a lot of room. Coburn! The Bulldozer himself bulldozes Nick Cohan out of the way. You saw it live here on Hot Shoe TV. Can Nick Cohan recover? He gets it back on track now. Drops down to about 12th spot. Back up front, however. Coburn also lost a lot of spots in that incident. Anthony DeBarro now has his sights set on the 143 car, Reed Rundle. The man from Hales Corners Speedway. Reed Rundle in that number 43. Always fast. Dirt, asphalt, it doesn't matter. Reed Rundle, double R, always has that car fast. Now, big question here. What can Anthony DeBarro do? He's got 26 laps to try to reel in. He has a 1-second gap. Back to that 43 car up front. Close battle now. Farther back in the pack. We got Ryan Steinhoff and John Borst running closely. John Borst in that Dizzy Coin, Dizzy Railways machine. Very consistent. Not a lot of luck out of John Borst so far in this early season with Pretend Racing Online. He's hoping for just a good, solid finish like he had in that race 1. Close battle here on the field. About 5-6 cars under a blanket as we watch Ryan Steinhoff make his way through NASCAR turns 3 and 4. Off to the front stretch now. Back up front, we got Reed Rundle, whose lead is shrinking. Anthony DeBarro about 4/10 faster on that last lap, but coming in 8th spot. Only 4 seconds off. Ty Leclerc, very, very fast as Ty Leclerc starts to approach the back half of this battle. This is 3rd through 8th spot, packed tightly together. We see them. John Borst leads them. Ryan Steinhoff, Thomas George, Gael Brooks, and Ty Leclerc. Dan Walker is just ahead here as Gael Brooks gets a little loose coming out of the corner. And we got a pass for the lead. Anthony DeBarro slips by Reed Rundle. Unfortunately, we missed that watching the battle farther back in the pack. Looks like Reed is very, very loose. As we jump back now. Look at this battle. Ty Leclerc makes a pass on Gael Brooks. Let's look now. Can Steinhoff make a move? John Borst moves to the outside, little wide, very crazy entry into the corner. John Borst gets past for 4th. Boy, the one to watch, though, is that number 33 car. He rolled right by the 17 of Gael Brooks. What can he do with the gentleman in front of him? Thomas George is next on his list. This young driver in the 33 car sends it up the inside. Thomas George stays wide. Tries to get the run out of the corner. Can he do anything? No, the 33. Very good run. He's going to set him up good for our entry into our hairpin here. Tyler Clerk steaming through the field. He's now approaching the 87 cars. Coburn spins it out back all by himself. Gets loose. Here comes that 91 to Nick Cohan, who's slowing down. Slowing down. Is something going to happen here? Nick Cohan playing with, looks like the number 91 to Jeff Coburn. That's going to be interesting to see what happens. The officials may need to take a look at that one. Back up front now. Battle for fifth. Tyler Clare on the inside of John Boris, who keeps it extremely wide. As they pass some lap traffic there to 22 of Alex Reno, off the pace this evening for Alex Reno, unfortunately, but Tyler Clerk moving in now on Ryan Steinhoff. Currently our fast timer, Tyler Clerk, with a 1:06, very equal to Anthony DeBarro, but there he goes, and again, another good pass, hanging it on the inside of number 33 of Tyler Clerk, slips it up the outside of Ryan Steinhoff through the hairpin, gets a good run out of the corner. Can he clear him? Yes, he does. Tyler Clerk, very, very fast machine tonight in that number 33 Chevy Camaro. He has about a 6-second gap to close. On our leaders. Oh, and he's loose! Squirrely wheel hops, saves it. Gathers it back up. Field now starting to get spread out. We have some field spread taking place. Looks like we have Jeff Coburn off the track. Casey Miller off the track, trying to dirt track it through there. Boy, that Buick Roadmaster not running extremely strong tonight for the 05 of Casey Miller. He picked up a big win last night with the Pretend Racing Online Sidewinder Dirt Series 360 Sprint Cars at Knoxville. Casey Miller was the big winner. This evening, though, in that super late model, and again, you see him trying to drive it like a sprint car. Casey Miller struggling out there this evening. Let's take a look at Nick Cohan. We saw Jeff Coburn move him out of the way early on in the competition. It's like Nick Cohan has some damage, trying to get something back. Field now spread out. Probably our best battle on the track is right here. We'll keep an eye on the leaders, see if any action is happening. Don Runkle loose, spinning it in the grass. Don Runkle! Oh, Donnie Runkle, I thought he was going to save it, letting the field by. Always a gentleman, Don Runkle. There goes Alex Reno, a lap down in the 22, the number 6, Josh Cox. Unfortunately for Don Runkle, drops to the back in that 00 Toyota Camry. Very unfortunate for him. As we jump back up front now, here is Tyler Clerk. He is reeling in Dan Walker. Tyler Clerk has the fishing pole out. His sights are set on the Circle Jerks podcast number 74, Daniel Walker. Dan Walker, a little squirrely getting in to that first turn. Keeps it nice and steady. However, Tyler Clerk, almost a full second faster than Daniel Walker that last time by. We'll keep a close eye on that action. Some action farther back in the pack. We see, is that Hondo Longmire? Yes, it is. Hondo Longmire missed most of practice because of a hauler trouble. Makes his way back onto the track. Unfortunately, a little squirrely there in that number 43. Beautiful, as always, looking machine in the number 43 car. Keeping an eye here on Nick Cohan. Just slipped by Ricky Harden for 9th position. About 10 seconds back to Guy L. Brooks. A lot of time to make up here as we enter lap 11. Anthony DeBarro setting a blistering pace up front. But once again, Ty Leclerc slightly faster as Nick Cohan, very squirrely, dirt tracking it through the corner. Opens the door for Ricky Harden to pass him on the inside, side by side down the front stretch now as they race off the turn 1. Harden has the advantage. Nick Cohan's going to be caught out wide again. Here he is, drives it in hard. Oh my goodness gracious. Nick Cohan driving it in so hard into that corner. Oh man, holding the line here. It is side by side through the chicane. Very similar to the Coburn incident earlier, but this time Ricky Harden gives him plenty of room in that number 99. Cohan stays out in front, losing time, however. As we look back up front, side-by-side battle as they come through NASCAR 3 and 4. Ty Leclerc on the inside of Daniel Walker. Slipping by Ken Walker, cross him over. No can-do'sville, baby girl. Ty Leclerc slipping and sliding off the corner. Opens the gap to Daniel Walker. Ty Leclerc up to third place. Oh, again, tough break here. Nick Cohan's off the track. Let's see if we can catch an instant replay about what happened here with the number 21 car. We are rewinding the tape to take a look to see what exactly occurred. Here's Nick Cohan running in front of the 99 car. Wheel hops it into the corner. Wheel hops it off the track. Gets her loose out in the marbles. Nowhere to go. Noses it in to the outside wall. Back up front now. Anthony DeBarro holding about a 2-second lead on Reed Rundle. A little surprising. I thought Anthony DeBarro would be able to open up that gap a little bit more. About a 4.5 second back to Tyler Clerk, who is gaining, reeling in Anthony DeBarro. Daniel Walker with a big slip and slide. He's dropped back to 5th now. Back under control. Ryan Steinhoff trying to gain something on him. And we see John Borst and Gael Brooks. Tight battle here as Gael tries to send it up the outside, but John Borst, nothing there. Solidly through the corner. Oh, Gael Brooks into the 86. What a save. A miraculous save by John Borst. That dizzy coin machine. That thing saved it. Excellent job by John Borst. I don't think Gael Brooks did that intentionally. That was a racing incident. Just nose in the back of the 86 car. Very unfortunate, but they keep rolling. Let's look at our field rundown now. We have the 27 car, Anthony DeBarro in first as we approach the halfway point in the race. About 4 seconds back is Reed Rundle in the 143 with a fast approaching number 33 car, Ty Leclerc. Thomas George is in 4th. Daniel Walker is in 5th position, and Ryan Steinhoff on his debut with Pretend Racing Online has an excellent ride so far. 7th is that tight battle between John Borst in 8th place position, Gael Brooks. Ricky Harden about 12 seconds off their pace in the 99, followed by the 31 to Sean Ryan and the 16 to Paul Nelson. Remember Paul Nelson and Jeff Coburn in that fantasy battle with Coburn 6 laps out of the race already. He parked that machine. Looks like Paul Nelson is going to take that. We have a close battle here. The 59 and 74 of Daniel Walker and Ryan Steinhoff. Close battle. Walker tries to send it in there. Steinhoff slipped by through lap traffic. A battle up front as well. Ty Leclerc alongside the 44 of Reed Rundle. Ty Leclerc off the wall. Squirrely may have bounced off the wall. No, he doesn't. The runs. He is getting off the straightaways. Onto the straightaways. Excellent job, Ty Leclerc. Now 4.5 seconds back to Anthony DeBarro, totally clear of the field. What can happen here? Let's take a look now. Anthony DeBarro in that number 27 car. Anthony DeBarro is the leader as we approach the halfway point. DeBarro through turns 3 and 4. Let's see if we can have a word with him. Anthony DeBarro, this is Nick in the booth. You got a copy.
How you doing, buddy?
I am doing great up here. Boy, tell us about it so far. Halfway point, how's the car feel?
Good. Just trying to manage the tires. I know Ty's coming, but I know he's sliding around, so I'm just trying to keep my my tires under me and drive smart here, and you know, like an egg under the gas pedal, and get to the end here. Try to have the best tires because I anticipate a lot of fall off, and cars are sliding around, slipping, sliding, baby. You can't see in the back here, and we're gonna get the hot control car. We're gonna park her in victory lane. So that's the goal for tonight.
Well, that's like we like to hear. Like you said, that 33 of Ty Leclerc, he is coming. So we're going to let you go. Best of luck out there. Hopefully to see you in victory lane. You heard it. That was the 27 car. Anthony DeBarro, current leader, with Ty Leclerc gaining. Looks like he gained about a 3.94 second gap back to Ty Leclerc right now. As DeBarro said, he's just trying to keep the tires under it. Let's take a look back now. Here's Daniel Walker. John Borst right behind Gael Brooks out in front. Probably our best battle on the track right now. Gael Brooks, you see him get a little bit loose there, slipping off the corner. Touches the grass. That may open up the door for Daniel Walker. Very close battle here between these three. This is the tail end of our top 10. Ricky Harden is actually in 9th spot. We just had a pass here between Paul Nelson and Sean Ryan for the 10th position. Paul Nelson with a nice solid run this evening. He just picked up a new paint scheme actually on that machine. Something he was hoping for entering the race. We talked to him in the pits beforehand. Said he was just trying to get a good finish. Lots of weeks, lots of wrecks. None really his doing. He's just getting caught up in other people's business. So nice to see him having a solid run, as well as Sean Ryan. Nice to see Sean out here tonight, trying to get a good run here in that number 11. We jump back up front now. This is the best battle. 4 cars under a blanket. Ryan Steinhoff leads them in that 5th spot. Gael Brooks, Daniel Walker, and John Borst in 8th. All these guys trying to get a nice run. As Gael spoke to us in the Junior Series race a little bit earlier, he doesn't run these cars that much. He's often doing his own broadcasting, doing some NASCAR Cup Series races. So it's nice to see Gael out here having a nice solid run. Closes up the gap on Steinhoff. As they exit the corner, it looks like John Borst may have a run back in the pack here for 7th on the inside. Tries to send it. It looks like Daniel Walker in the circle jerk. Survival Motoring Camaro gives him the inside. John Borst slips by for 7th spot, it looks like, and he seals the deal. Gael Brooks had an inside shot on Steinhoff, but nothing is there as they enter the corner. Like Steinhoff put a wheel off. Big curb hop as he opens up the gap here on Gael Brooks. Now our question is, what can John Borst do with these guys as they get to racing? Does John Borst have anything for the 17 or 59? John Borst, 7th position. Nice strong run this evening. Again, best battle on the track. Let's take a look back here now. Casey Miller and Honda Longmire. Very close battle back here for 11th spot. This is just outside the top 10. Hondo and Casey, we saw them both go loopity-loop around earlier in the race. Both have spun. Casey battling off the corner. Boy, he is slipping and sliding. That Buick Roadmaster all over the place, but keeping the running strong. pulls away from Honda. Longmire really sends it off into the corner. And now too far sent. That's number 05. We see Josh Cox also slipping by on the inside. Now back up front now. Interesting thing to note. Anthony DeBarro has now entered lap traffic. We have Sean Ryan and Casey Miller. Josh Cox, the battle we were just watching, about 10 seconds ahead. But lap traffic is going to be something before the end of this race. We see we have about 9 laps to go. Another big battle back here. Oh, sorry. Looks like Casey Miller. It's actually Casey Miller pulling off into the pits. Unfortunate night for Casey Miller. Has decided to pull off. Pull her down pit lane. Maybe get a fresh set of tires on there. We are not totally sure. But that will help Anthony DeBarro. One less car to pass as he tries to stay ahead of Ty Leclerc. We see 05. Yes, he is. He is getting a tire change. Let's give a shout out to that number 8 car, the Sirius XM machine. That's Thomas George. He had won 2 weeks ago, trying to have another nice solid finish. See if he can get up there on the podium with Reed Rundle. Back up front now. Anthony DeBarro leading the pack. About a 4-second gap that's held fairly consistent throughout this race over Ty Leclerc. In that number 33 car, we see Ty Leclerc there off into the background, just past the lapper of the 00, Don Runkle Jr. Oh, Alex Reno, it looked like, in that 22 car. Sorry, that was Jared Michaud. Jared Michaud spun off the track there in front of the leaders, did a good job re-entering the speedway to stay nice and clear. I do not think that has cost the leaders anything. Our battle looks like it's holding steady at about 4 seconds back. Boy, one mistake, though, from Anthony DeBarro that could really allow Ty Leclerc to reel him in. Again, no pit stops needed. There's enough of fuel for the drivers to make it to the end. It's all about, like Anthony DeBarro said earlier when we spoke to him, what can you do with that throttle pedal? We see some lappers just ahead. That is the lapper number 31 car. That is Sean Ryan in the 31 car, who Anthony DeBarro is approaching. Boy, I think the 33 car at this point starting to hope. Those lappers here, it looks like there's 1, 2, maybe 3 more that Anthony DeBarro will reach before the end of this race. Will stay clear out of Ty Leclerc's way and throw some blocks on that number 27. Anthony's Hall Control machine. As you see Anthony really driving in hard there. He's really pushing this. I think it might be go time. What a gentleman move by Sean Ryan. Lets Anthony DeBarro go. He's going to like that one. Still a good battle here going on with the 59 of Ryan Steinhoff and the number 17 of Gael Brooks. As Gael very slippy. Those tires, I think some of these guys are really starting to struggle on those treads. We see a close battle here. Reed Rundle, that 21 car, Nick Cohan, we saw him running up front before, but he is several laps down, 3 laps down, so I expect him to move out of the way of these guys. Let them race. The 43 car, Hales Corner Speedway Zone, Reed Rundle. And the number 8 Sirius XM machine, of Thomas George battling it out for the last spot on the podium. These guys have been running, I feel like, side by side the majority of the past several weeks here at Pretend Racing Online. Photo finish at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Last weekend they ran up front all night at USA International, and here again, just seconds off each other. That's going to slow Reed Rundle down. Little double file there with the 16th. Paul Nelson, who's at our 14th place currently, now moves out of the way as Reed sort of opens the gap there on Thomas George. Looks like Thomas didn't get through the corner as well as he had hoped. Take a look now at their 10th place. That's Hondo Longmire and the Goon Ganja machine, that number 43 car. Running wide Hondo. It's nice to see Hondo Longmire out there this evening after this tough battle to get to the track. Field fairly spaced out now. Ryan Steinhoff has about 1 second lead over Gael Brooks. About 2 more seconds back to John Boris. 2 more seconds back to Dan Walker. Let's take a look at their full field rundown. Number 27 car, Anthony DeBarro, currently leads with 4 laps to go, followed by Tyler Clerk, who now is losing time to DeBarro. I think those tires on Tyler Clerk's car have officially gone away as DeBarro opens up the gap again. Third place, the 143 of Reed Rundle, holding his own there in third, looking very strong. Reed, again, always fast, dirt or asphalt, it doesn't matter. He is a wheelman. Thomas George in fourth place, the number 8 Sirius XM machine. Trying with all his might to gain another position to make it up here on the podium against Reed Rundle. Ryan Steinhoff in the 59. Nice, solid race here for Ryan in the 5th position over the number 6 race runner, Gael Brooks in the 17 car. John Boris in the Dizzy Railways machine. Very solid run for that number 86 as he puts a wheel off there but keeps her straight. Dan Walker in the Circle Jerks Podcast Revival Motoring number 74 machine in 8th. Ricky Harden, that colorful number 99. And our 10th place, the Goon Ganja Goon Auto Parts Toyota number 43. That's Hondo Longmire. Right behind him is his teammate Josh Cox, who seems to be gaining. That's a one battle to watch here with 3 laps to go. As we see, look at right behind them too. This could be interesting. 2 cars battling for position. Here's the 27 car of Anthony DeBarro, the Anthony's Hall Control machine. He needs those lappers to give him some room to let him get by. But will they do it? They're in the battle for 10th. That's a battle for position. Last cars on the lead lap. Josh Cox and that Extra Life machine. You know, Josh and his friends does some great work with Extra Life, a charitable organization to raise some money for sick children. And I just want to give shout out to DJ3 Extra Life team. They're always putting on events. Check out his page to learn more information. And we see there's the 6 car, moves over for the 27. Very gentlemanly move by the number 6 of Josh Cox. There's Anthony DeBarro now. 2 laps to go. As he approaches the back of the number 43, lost a little bit of time in that interaction with the 6 car. Looking back through the field, everybody else fairly evenly placed here. We see Thomas George trying to drive it in hard to catch Reed Rundle. Nothing is doing there. So we need Cohan off the track again just briefly. But this is the battle to watch. Anthony DeBarro in the 27 car. Tyler Clare about 3.5 seconds back. All Anthony needs to do is keep it between the navigational beacon. Keep that car on the black stuff this last lap and a half. We see him packing in there behind the Goon Ganja number 43, a Hondo Longmire. Yeah, we highlighted his woes this evening. DeBarro now, 1 lap to go. Final lap for the number 27 Anthony's Hall Control machine. He may be content just riding behind the 43 car, a Hondo Lawnmower. Nope, he blows the bank a pass. Hondo, very cordial, moves over out of his way. Very gentlemanly move by Hondo Longmire. As Anthony DeBarro drives it away. We'll take one last look at the Reed Rundle-Thomas George battle. Thomas giving everything he can. 15 seconds back from our leader, Anthony DeBarro, trying to pace himself. One last hairpin corner for Anthony DeBarro. He enters the backstretch here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Anthony DeBarro, the number 27, Nick Sucks. Anthony's Hall Control Toyota Camry comes around NASCAR turns 3 and 4. Down the front stretch, Anthony DeBarro takes the victory with the Pretend Racing Online Super Showdown Series. Ty Leclerc crosses the line in second, and our battle for third, our final podium position, Reed Rundle-Thomas George battling along. Thomas gets a running, dives it to the inside. Can he get him? Thomas George! Thomas George! He got Reed Rundle! Have you ever? Oh my goodness gracious! What a finish! Thomas George, Reed Rundle, another photo finish, this time for the final podium position. This announcer has never seen anything like that. What a run. Oh my goodness. Let's back it up. Let's try to catch a replay of what happened as they come off at turns 3 and 4 side by side. Reed Rundle pushes up the track. Thomas George, look at this run. He gets on the high side. Never lifts George. Oh my goodness. He gets squirrely. He dives it to the inside. Squirts on past him. Oh, wow, wow, and wow. What a finish, folks. What a finish. Let's take a look at our results. Our winner, the number 27, Anthony DeBarro, dominates the race with Tyler Clerk coming from 9th to finish 2nd, Thomas George in 3rd, Reed Rundle, Ryan Steinhoff rounding out your top 5. Gael Brooks in 6th, John Boris in 7th, Daniel Walker in 8th, Ricky Harden in 9th, and Hondo Longmire recovering from a hauler breakdown to finish in the 10th position. Our 11th place finisher, the number 6 to Josh Cox, Sean Ryan in the number 31 finishes in 12th. Don Runkle Jr. now in the 13th position. Paul Nelson beating Jeff Coburn in the Pretend Racing Online Fantasy Battle, finishes 14th. Nick Cohan probably earns the Tough Break Award off the hood of Jeff Coburn's vehicle, gets 15th. The 16th position is Alex Reno. Casey Miller, we saw him wideways and sideways out there for 17th. Jared Michaud gets 18th. Aaron Beaver in 19th. Jeff Coburn in 20th. And not starting the race, the number 32 car of Shane Ewing. Now let's see if we can take a look here at our 3rd place finisher. You heard that right. The number 8. The Thomas George machine. Let's see if we can have a word with Thomas. Thomas George, this is Nick in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got one.
Thomas, tell us about that last lap battle with Reed Rundle. We were watching you for about 5 laps, closing the gap, losing some time, closing it again, and coming off a NASCAR 4. Man, I don't know if you hit the nitrous button on that car or what. Tell us about it.
I guess I just sent it. That's all I could think of because I started figuring out different ways to get around the track. The infield was where I was losing time, but I think with like 3 laps to go, I finally kind of figured out the proper braking points I needed to hit, and I just said, it's go time. And I don't know how I got that. I don't know how I got up to the line, but Reed and I are the top 2 in points right now. We got a rivalry building right now, I think.
Oh, well, the fans and myself are all here for it. Man, you guys had that photo finish at Atlanta. Last week you were at Battle Royale at USA, and now tonight again. Tell us who you'd like to thank tonight.
Oh, you put on this broadcast and all the admins, because this is a great league, and god dang it, man, this is just too much fun to race in. Every single week, man. Every single week we're having a blast. All thanks to you and the admins.
Well, Thanks for taking the time to talk to us, Thomas. Great run tonight. We look forward to hopefully you put this baby in the winner's circle next week.
Oh yeah, I want that LA Coliseum victory. That's marked on the calendar. I want it.
All right. Have a great night, Thomas. Thank you.
Good night, Nick. Thank you.
Unfortunately, we're unable to speak to our second place finish, Ty Leclerc, so we're going to skip ahead to our winner. That would be the number 27 car of Anthony DeBarro. Anthony DeBarro, this is Nick Chambrone in the booth. You have a copy.
How you doing, buddy?
I am doing great. I tell you what, that was a very fun race to watch. Tell us about what it was like trying to navigate through that lap traffic those last 5 laps or so.
Well, as soon as I saw it was the two goons, I knew I was up for something there. But they were fair to me, and I don't know, just like I don't know if it was the dirty air or whatever. I just started getting really loosey. I was losing a front end rear grip there. I noticed Ty was taking a chunk out of my lead there, but I just wanted to bring it home. I mean, I was props to Ty coming to the field like that. It kept me honest, and I had to drive for every bit it was worth there to not hit my marks and not make any mistakes and bring it home. But hey, I told you during that interview that I was going to bring it home in victory lane, and what did I do?
You brought it home in victory lane, and we're very proud of you for that. Thank you for being on in-race reporter tonight, Anthony. Tell us who you'd like to thank this evening to help you get there to get that victory tonight.
Oh, the guys at Dizzy, especially Nick for putting up with my shit every week, and all you guys, all my teammates. But I gotta say this about the feral hog problem in this country. I mean, it's not really. There's a lot of current events about Russia and all the other stuff going on, but I think just one thing being overlooked is the hog problem in this country, and the millions of dollars they cost our farmers, and they're invading our into our neighborhoods and killing our dogs, and we really need to take a look at this.
Well, Anthony, we thank you for raising attention for that. We really hope that the Anthony's Hog Control, that you guys get some of that government funding that you're hoping for. I saw they're talking about it in the Senate, that there's a bill, the Hog Control Act, and hopefully that goes through to help you guys out.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Anthony. Have a great night, and congratulations on your victory.
Thanks again.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to bring us to the end of our racing action tonight from Worldwide Technology Raceway Road Course with Pretend Racing Online Super Showdown Series. Until next time, I am Nick Chambrone. Thank you for tuning in to Hot Shoe TV, and good night.